can only thank you both very, very much. Gail, I don't know if we have time for... Yes, we have time for questions. I'm still reading. We have gone from a condom stuffed father's tin leg to this giant Brydian tea. And I have to tell you, as a fibbie, I get very hungry in my swims, and I do have this thing as I'm approaching the ferry home. But if I know now that there's a giant Brydy somewhere there, I'm never going to get back to the ferry. So it's a terrible vision for me.
We're going to lure you over like sirens by throwing Brydies into the water.
And can I open this to any questions, please, before, as I try to lose that from my head? Are there any questions for either?
I'm going to ask Bill something. Can I use Amnesia? If I can do that, we can get it to the OUD.
Thank you very much. Let's go for it. Absolutely. I think so. Yeah, absolutely. If any of the rest of you could just slip it casually into the conversation.
Yes, very good.
Just over the tea, you know. She had a terrible bout of amnesia earlier today.
There's a word can stop you for this word. Sonia created a word peacefully, which means trying to get through life without actually completely doing yourself in. Peacefully.
Peacefully is nice. Okay, you got a deal.
Bill, can I ask if you hear the poem first, before you actually have a sense of how and where it's going to develop? Because a lot of, in your performance, it just seems to me really rich with sound.
Yeah, I think that's certainly true in terms of the language choice, in terms of how Scots or English it is, that they are already... They've already selected themselves in that sort of sense. It's very rarely a case where I'm writing something and I go, wait a minute. You know, it's usually that to be sorted. When you've got a particular, well, there's two things there. There's the kind of discovered shape, and there's the anticipated shape. You know, you anticipate a sonnet, or you anticipate something in a stanza form, and you think that might be what arrives. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And then there's the discovered shape when you're working on something, and basically the whole thing for me comes at once. That shape. I don't mean the whole poem. I mean a lot of the poem will just still be going da da dum da da dee ding ding bling dum da da dee da ba ba ding. You know, but I'll see the whole thing, or I'll imagine it. I don't know if I hear it because I don't quite know what sense it is that I'm doing this in at that sort of stage. It's so early in the process, but. Yeah, a shape emerges, a shape arrives. Yeah. Sometimes it's a shape of the whole thing, and sometimes it's a shape that you're going to use repeatedly in the whole thing, or something that you're going to use to get to another shape. Yeah. So.
Sorry.
No, just really, I thought, well, I don't have anything to add to that. So basically, that I remember once when I started out, about 21, and one side of me was very chattery, the other side was very silent. It was almost like left and right side parts of the brain. But in that sense, whatever snap between the two synapses, whatever it is, it's that sort of leap that one part is either rhythming or speaking or almost rather like whole whispers in some kind of contemporary ghost film. Sort of flutter up and fall off the edge, and somewhere there the poem is one experience. But I was really interested in what Bill said about the shape of the actual size, because sometimes I found the form generates itself when you write 2 or 3 lines, you know the kind of shape of the poem, and sometimes you know it's going to be longer, and sometimes you know it when you start. But you can't make hard and fast rules, they tend to generate themselves.
Well, I wrote a whole chunk of in what I thought was a Spenserian stanza. And then I realised that I'd actually been adding an extra line to it for some considerable time. And I then had the option of thinking, okay, I'll edit it so it's a proper Spenserian style. And then I thought, well, yeah, let's just go with this one then. This is it. It's the wrong Spenserian, you know. So that's the way it works sometimes.